live from the YouTubes. It's not Sunday. It's actually Thursday. You guys know that. Welcome, everyone, to today's live stream. We're doing it a bit different this week. One, because I'm going to be gone this weekend. And two, because we hit a milestone on this channel. We hit a milestone, and I wanted to celebrate. And I know it's during the week, and some people have school. I'm sure a lot of people are working right now, but I thought today was an appropriate day, and also Friday, Saturday. That's your all's time to have fun and maybe spend some time away from the channel. But I want to welcome everyone coming into the chat room. Thank you guys so much for all of your congratulations, your wonderful comments, your incredible encouragement that you've given me over the last few months. And even though it's definitely, we're celebrating 70K on the channel today, I want to save maybe a bigger celebration for another milestone, maybe a 75K, and bring in some other YouTubers. I've mentioned that we're getting ahead of ourselves. Who knows when that's going to be? Who knows? But I do want to go ahead and post some of these super chats that we got even before we started. And congratulations, Austin. It's been lovely being part of this channel and community. Thanks for inspiring me. Yes, by the way, this specific super chat, Shashank, his channel is now up on YouTube. He has a YouTube channel. I got a chance to go in and look at his first ever review. And man, I'm so proud of you. Channel going to hit 1 million subs in a period of 5 years. I hope so, my friend. We'll see. We also have a super chat from the Ruby Tuesday, who is another fellow YouTuber that is just rocking the Netflix game and the streaming game. He says, massive congratulations. Thank you so much, my friend. Awesome work on your end as well. And I can't wait to see you continue to hit your milestones on your channel. But you guys leaving the lovely comments down below. My guy, love from Scotland. Thank you, Joey. What's going on, Jay? Congrats. Thank you so much to all of the recognizable names. Yeah, I agree. Sean Chandler is also a great channel on YouTube. And hello to everyone joining in. So, as always, we're going to be taking super chats today. We're going to do our normal thing. It's just a different day. And, of course, with the underlying 70K, which is just so cool. Never in a million years imagined I would hit this milestone. It is just, we're going to keep pushing. The goal is 100K. That's kind of the ultimate goal. But as long as you guys, continue to support and do everything that you've been doing, I don't see a world where we don't hit that, hopefully, in the near future. So, all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and start answering some questions if you have them, or just comments about the movie news this week. If there's a series that you want to talk about, we're going to hold off on a couple. The first one is the Jurassic Park show that dropped on Netflix, because that review is coming a little bit later today around 4 o'clock. If you guys are excited for that, that is coming. And then my review for Antebellum is coming probably tomorrow morning. So those two in the dock. We're ready to rock. But let's get back into this comment section and see what you guys are saying. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Austin, Sean, Stuckman, 3C Films, and John. Well, I've done two of the multiple incredible people you've got there. I would love to do one with Stuckman or Jeremy Johns. I've been thinking about maybe reaching out to Chris Stuckman. We'll see what happens. And again, you guys are just truly the best. Hey, if you like these live streams, normally on Sunday, but today on Thursday, this week on Thursday, if you want to drop it a thumbs up just to push it out there and to bring some more people in to hit that goal of 75K, I appreciate it. And to all of the likes that you guys leave me and the incredible comments on my videos. This week specifically, I've been reading through a couple on some of my reviews a bit earlier. My goodness, some great, nice discussions, more importantly, that you guys have been having in those videos. So awesome. Fabio says, well-deserved, man. Thank you. If you guys want to go ahead and start dropping some questions or anything along those lines, we'll go ahead and start answering. Again, I want to thank you guys for everything that you do for this channel. Okay, here we go. So we got, yes, I do. I agree with that. We've got Jash, who says, congratulations, man. Hope you hit 100K before 2020 ends. What do you think about Cobra Kai? I know you reviewed it before Netflix. Any theory for season 3? So I'm not going to talk theories just yet, just in case anyone hasn't watched it. But, man, I am such a fan of Cobra Kai. And funny enough, Chris my boy 3C Films over on Film Strippers, he actually just watched Cobra Kai for the first time, just watched season 1. He was raving about it. So many new people through Netflix are watching Cobra Kai, and it's an awesome feeling as a massive fan of that show. Next question we do have, let's see here. Oh, that skipped it just a bit. Hey, guys, I know I mentioned this last live stream. Try to refrain from asking question 45 times in the chat. I'd appreciate it. Let's see. Have you seen Criminal UK season 2? No, I haven't yet. I was debating on whether or not to review that, just because my video for season 1 didn't get a ton of attention. So I'm like, and I've got so many TV shows and movies that I got to watch right now. So I will attempt if I get the time, but there's a lot of stuff. And Ruby Tuesday brings it up in the chat here. Utopia remake on Amazon, the brand new Amazon series. Have you heard of it? Yes, I am currently watching it. I'm through episode 4. Can't talk about it just yet, but I am very excited. Actually, I can talk about it. The embargo lifted. So I'm excited to bring that to you guys. Early next week is when we'll talk about Utopia, and we're going to have a spoiler review because if you guys don't know, Rainn Wilson is in this show, and a couple of really famous individuals. But man, a pretty big surprise so far on Amazon Prime. So if you guys are excited about that, hey, I've got this. This is funny. Giveaway Netflix account. Giveaway. I can't give away my Netflix account, but I'll say this. So the next goal is 75K. And I was thinking, I'm like, I want to do something. I want to do a giveaway. I may or may not have pre-ordered a very important set of pop figures that I'm very excited about, and has a little something to do with Dune. A lot of them, okay? So I will have one Dune pop figure in my 75K giveaway, or maybe even I'm thinking about doing an unboxing video if you guys are interested in something like that, of those pop figures. Maybe even a giveaway in that video of one of those Dune pop figures, and send that however we do the competition your all's way. So I think that would be a fun little thing to do. So be on the lookout whenever I receive those in the mail. Don't know when. Hasn't given me a shipping date, but I pre-ordered immediately because y'all know I love me some Dune and I love me some pop figures. So I can't wait to give one of those away. Don't know which one I'm going to give away yet, but I want to make it a good one. So I think I'm getting two of Paul's, Timothée Chalamet's character, two figures from Paul. So I may give one of those away. And then there's a very special pop figure coming to Target that I'm going to get as well. And we'll see which one I think is the most interesting, and I'll give those away. Let's see. So next question, we have thoughts on West Wing, Trial of Chicago 7 trailer, and the 2020 election. Oh, yeah. We don't talk politics on this channel, but we do talk the Trial of Chicago 7, which was incredible. I mean, just fantastic. I am so excited for that. I'm going to put in my request for a screener here in a couple weeks, but my goodness, that looks great. Sorkin, I think, is going to crush it. West Wing, fantastic TV show. One I haven't watched in a while, though. It's been a bit since West Wing, but again, Aaron Sorkin is the man. Y'all know he's the man. Let's see. Bob the Awesome Bob says, will you watch the Netflix ripoff Secret Life of Pets movie called Pets United? I saw that. I thought about it, man. I really did. I just, when you get 2 or 3 days past these movies and these TV shows, at that point, I've kind of already moved on to the next thing that I have to spend 10 hours binging. But man, there's something deep inside of me really, really wanted to review that movie. Unfortunately, if I get to it, be on the lookout on Letterboxd. It'll always be on Letterboxd because that's where I review every film that I see, not just new releases. Do you think Dune will get snubbed at the Oscars? I really hope not, but I think it's a good possibility. I mean, we've seen Villeneuve before get maybe not as much Oscar attention as I would like personally, but we've also seen Villeneuve get to the point to where, technical awards, technical achievements, cinematography, but we're missing out on these Best Picture nominees. I mean, Arrival, yeah, it got it. Nothing for Prisoners, nothing for Blade Runner, and these are some of my favorite movies of all time. So unfortunately, no. But I think Dune may end up getting overlooked unless it hits really hard at the box office and it does live up to our expectations, because that's always a possibility. But man, expectations are high, very, very high. So we'll just have to see. Thank you guys for all the chats today and all the comments, man. They're flying in. I'm loving it. Tyler says, thank you for inspiring me to create my what's up, Tyler? Film related YouTube content. I'm loving that logo, by the way, Tyler. That's pretty sweet. You're unbelievably hardworking, and we see it and appreciate you. So I don't know if the logo is showing up on YouTube, but man, that's a sweet logo, man. If you guys want to check Tyler out, he's in the chat. That is awesome. That really is awesome. Grace C says, congrats on 100K, Austin. I wish it was 100K, but thank you. Excited about Peacock buying 2 full seasons of Bel Air. Yes. You know, I'm nervous. I'm nervous about the Bel Air show. I really am. But I think it's according, and I like the fact that Will Smith's involved. I like the fact that they have some of the producers. I think this could turn out okay. Again, I hold the original Fresh Prince of Bel Air, which we are getting a reunion special of, and I'm going to try to bring you guys a review for that. It was my favorite sitcom growing up. I preferred it over Friends. I preferred it over everything, okay? But I won't say it's the best, but I preferred it personally. But I do feel as if this new one can do okay, and I like Peacock having it. I saw I believe 15 million users, whether it's free or not. That's impressive, especially since I've not really heard all that much about Peacock. So yeah, I'm extremely excited. Count me interested. If it stinks, I won't be surprised. But I think this show could end up surprising a lot of people. Surprisingly, I use that word a lot. Let's see. What is the best year for movies in your opinion? We'll do since I've been alive, since that's fair, since I've seen more. So we'll do the last 10 years, because earlier than that, I haven't probably seen all of the integral films of every year. So if we're just doing the previous decade, I loved 2014. I loved 2016. I loved 2019. Those are the 3 years that stick out to me. 2014 gave us a film like Whiplash, amongst some really great blockbusters like Planet of the Apes and Captain America: Winter Soldier, and some just hidden gems that not a lot of people talk about. 2016, I mean, I believe that was Moonlight, that's La La Land, that's Arrival, that's Sing Street, Hell or High Water. My goodness. 2019, I couldn't imagine counting down all of my favorite movies from 2019 right now off the top of my head, because there were so many. 1917, Parasite. You got great blockbusters like Joker and Avengers Endgame. You got phenomenal A24 films like Uncut Gems and Midsommar. Just so many good movies last year. So 2019 will probably be up there in terms of the last decade, but overall, it's a really difficult one to come up with. But hey, I spent a while on that question. That's a pretty good one, to be honest with you. Let's see. I want to hit this super chat before it goes away from Morgan_Mac12. Thank you so much for the super chat. I've just gone back to college recently. I study filmmaking, and I'm currently working on a music video. Funny. I used to work on music videos in high school and college. That was one of my things. I'm like, maybe I could be an editor, but I love doing it. I'm going to film it like a 1917 style with one continuous shot. Will be on my YouTube when finished. That is sweet. That is sweet. When it's on YouTube, when it's finished, come back to one of these live streams. Let me know. I love that. I used to work on music videos all the time. And then in high school, we did spoof music videos. And I was actually the lead, and I memorized Gangnam Style, and I was the guy. It's embarrassing. I'll never show you all unless you want to see it. Do you think Dune will be better than Tinnit? Robert says, I think it could. I'm holding out hope that it will. Not that I didn't love Tinnit. It's one of my favorite movies of the year. Not a ton of competition, but one of my favorite movies of the year. I think it could. Again, it's been my number one over Tenet, most anticipated for quite a while, but I still don't think it's going to stick to that release date, unfortunately. I hope it is. I really do. Let's hit this one. Thoughts on Lost in Space Season 1. I don't know if I should watch this show. I liked Season 1. I did. I won't say I loved it. I won't say it's the best thing on Netflix, but it's just a fun, enjoyable space adventure. But if you're interested, I definitely think it is worth watching. The Gamer says, hey, Austin, congrats. Thank you so much. Have you watched The Social Dilemma? How do you feel about it? No, not yet. Only because there were so many things that dropped this week. and you guys have seen on the channel, from Ratchet to Dragon's Dogma to, just all the movies that we got. Unfortunately, it was one that I ended up skipping, but I didn't want to skip it. I am interested in it, and it's got pretty good reviews, so I am planning on checking that out. Stay tuned to Letterboxd, and just let y'all know, my dog buddy, nothing wrong with him. Just start that out. So we're going to help out some family this weekend, which is why we're not doing the live stream Sunday. I let him go with my mom yesterday. He's staying with his grandparents, and man, I've not been without that dog for more than 2 days in a long time, and I'm like, oh, it's tearing my heart out, man. It's tearing my heart out, my best bud. So, but he's spending the weekend with the grandparents. I'm sure he's having fun. But man, I love that little dog. So that made me sad for a couple hours, to be honest with you. Let's see. Yeah, okay, this is interesting. So what is this about Pedro Pascal quitting the Mandalorian? I don't know. I saw it pop up yesterday, and I didn't look into it, so I can't comment on it. But it did kind of scare me, so I need to look into it and see exactly what it's about. I did do a tiny bit of research immediately. I went to Google, and I couldn't find anything, so who knows? But I don't know. I really don't know what it's all about. Let's see. Let's keep going, guys. Here's a nice one. Did you like Karate Kid, since we were talking Cobra Kai? Yeah, I'm a big fan of the original. It's one of those older films that holds up really well. I even like the remake. I didn't love it, but I thought it was fine. That series is really fun to me. It's one of the reasons why I'm such a big fan of Cobra Kai. Baby Yoda is staring right into my soul. Stare into their souls, Baby Yoda. Baby. I don't know why. I always feel like Baby Yoda is like moving and looking at me. But who knows? Maybe it's an actual Jedi and it just acts like it's a doll. We'll just have to see how that turns out. We have, are you a fan of Princess Mononoke? Yeah. Oh gosh. I recently went back and watched that. That's Spirited Away. I did Totoro. My goodness, I'm a huge fan. One of my favorite anime movies. It's so good. It's so good. It's so different. Tony Super Chat says, just finished AP Bio, all on Peacock. Yeah, I've heard about that. Not great, but it was something to watch for a couple days. So yeah, I've been seeing a lot of ads for AP Bio, and I was curious. Again, it's one that I want to check out. So it's nice to hear that it's something to watch, because it is a show that I missed. But man, I'm seeing so many trailers for that, and ads pop up when I'm on websites and when I'm watching YouTube videos. So they definitely caught my interest. Would you and Chris do a spoiler review of The Devil All the Time movie and podcast? Well, it's funny that you say Chris and I. If you're curious who Chris is, that is my boy 3C Films, and we do have a. Yes, I did have that pulled up. We do have a podcast called Film Strippers on YouTube. So if you guys like podcasts, we're also on iTunes and Anchor and all those platforms. But Film Strippers, 3C Films, and I, we do that. So yeah, I'll definitely think about it. I don't know if he's planning on watching it, but if he does, we'll definitely do one. We did a New Mutants one recently. A little bit busy when it came to Tinnit, but we want to start those spoiler reviews back for sure. Let's see. Have you ever played the Cinephile card game? No, but I saw it. Where did I see it? It was one of those like it's like a random store in our mall where they've got all the pop figures and the video games and the movies and whatnot. I saw that there, and I was curious about it. So no, but it definitely interests me. Favorite movie franchise? Well, I mean, you can generally say like MCU, DC, all that stuff. I'll get really specific and say Lord of the Rings, since that's 3 movies. I just think Lord of the Rings is spectacular. The Hobbit didn't necessarily drag it down, but it wasn't as good. But those original Lord of the Rings movies, the trilogy, is just the best. If you guys haven't seen that, please do yourself a favor. So good. Let's see. It's funny. I was just watching Rhett and Link. Who are your favorite non-movie YouTubers? Rhett and Link being one. I love sports, so I love watching the Pat McAfee show. Absolutely hilarious. The Fantasy Footballers, who, if you're in a league with me, I never said anything, because if you guys start watching the Fantasy Footballers, you'll learn more things about fantasy and beat me. So, but I love sports YouTubers, and I love people like Rhett and Link and the Try Guys, all those guys. They're super fun. So, but I'm usually watching movie stuff. Let's see. Better cut down your watch time, Austin. Too much watching, not good. I know. Listen, this week This week was wild. I just sat and watched shows all week. So if I missed something, it is unfortunate, but there was just no time. I wish I could clone myself. I think that's what The Rock does. I think he clones himself. So if I could do that, it would make life easier. But unfortunately, I don't think we can. Let's see. Devil All the Time was good. Not sure I like the narrator, Josh. I agree. I really did enjoy that movie thoroughly. I actually like the narrator. I think it provided a nice bit of insight into some things that I otherwise would have been maybe a bit curious about. Not to the point of exposition, but I like the narrator. And I'm usually one that doesn't like narration in movies. But if you guys haven't checked that out, my review's on the channel. But I definitely think it's a movie worth watching for sure. Let's see. Oh, nice. Tyler says The Devil All the Time is probably my favorite film, 2020. It's beautifully directed, and although bites off more than it can chew, I agree with that. The story resonated with me. I agree with that as well. Can't believe it's my number one isn't Tinnit. My number one isn't Tinnit, crazy enough. My number one of the year is still Palm Springs. I just had too much fun with that movie. Too much fun. But Devil All the Time is definitely up there. Great movie on Netflix for sure. Have you seen The Kaminsky Method on Netflix? Thoughts? Bits and pieces. I'll say that. Bits and pieces, but not fully. Because I believe it was one that I missed season 1 of. So when season 2 came around, I'm just like, well, I didn't see season 1. Don't really have time to catch up. And it's unfortunate because it got nominated for a lot of stuff. So I've heard it's hilarious. It's definitely one that I want to see. Let's see. Thoughts on Paul Thomas Anderson's movie? Oh, the new one coming out? Oh, so excited. I don't know what he's going to do with it, but he loves the, what is it? Is it the San Fernando Valley? I believe something like that. He loves that location. He loves that area. I think that the time period we're dealing with is great. So I'm really excited for it, but Paul Thomas Anderson, I mean, he could film drywall and probably make it interesting. Probably not, but we'll see. Maybe he'll do that one day. Carson Hearn, filmmaker, says, hey, Austin, it's been a while. Yes, it has. Here's to make up for me dropping off your bed. No, you're fine, man. You're fine, man. I tell people all the time, if you want to join Patreon, that's great. Only if you want to join it for a month. Regardless, I appreciate everybody who's on there, everybody who supports the channel that way, because that's a great route to do it, and everybody who appreciates the extra content. I did just do my live-action Disney movies ranked over on Patreon, so if you guys are interested in that, you can check it out. But I appreciate it, my friend. What do you think about the trashy independent production company, Troma? Ooh, let's see. What has Troma brought us? Okay, so Troma, a couple off the top of my head. Yeah. Terror filmer, Romeo and Juliet. Oh, man. To be honest, I've not really watched anything from Troma, but I've heard things about Troma, so I can't really comment on it, but I always find things like that at least interesting. Even if I don't support their films by not watching them, I always find them interesting, for sure. Let's see, but a great super chat nonetheless, my friend. Cats 2019 is underrated. I can't agree with you. I can't. That was a can't. There was a T in there. I can't agree with you there, but that's okay. Listen, everybody has their own taste. I know actually a couple people that enjoyed Cats. One person that was extremely mad at me on Twitter for not liking Cats, but that's okay. But Palm Springs for the win. Yes, I love that movie so much. It is just so much fun, and I revisited it, and it was just as fun the second time. Where does Batman v Spider-Man, of course, The Devil All the Time, sit on your 2020 list? Right now, right outside the top 10. But it may end up working its way in there. I'm between that and the King of Staten Island. Those two kind of for me are just kind of back and forth on which ones. And I'm thinking about moving maybe Onward a couple spots down. So they're all right in that area with each other, but I really love them. Let's see. Will Austin Burke watch Austin Powers in Austin, Texas someday? You just gave me Inception in the brain. Austin Burke. Austin Powers. Oh, hey, baby. Yeah, baby. This is live. I shouldn't do that. Tony says, I'm seeing the new Steve McQueen Lovers Rock. Yes. The virtual New York Film Festival and Nomadland next Saturday. I'm seeing Nomadland next Saturday as well. So I'm very excited. I almost got my Lovers Rock ticket secured, but I thought there was maybe a shot I get a screener for that, so I chose not to, but tell me how it is. Tell me how it is. I'm so excited for that. Nomadland, y'all, I can't wait to review that. Like, what I'm hearing about her performance and Chloe Zhao's direction, I can't wait. I also am doing On the Rocks, the new A24 film. So I'm really excited for all those movies. Grace C, thank you, Grace, says, have you seen an 80s Disney film called Something Wicked This Way Comes? I'd bet money that it has Jonathan Pryce's best role. Interesting is Mr. Dark, perfect for Halloween, and written by Ray Bradbury. Interesting. Let's see. Something Wicked This Way Comes. Okay, so 1983 film. I have not seen this. This looks very eerily familiar. I know I haven't seen it, but it looks very familiar. It does have some solid ratings here. Let's see, directed by Jack Clayton. Interesting. No, I have not seen that, but it looks eerie just by the poster. So that's definitely one I will, since I'm on Letterboxd, add that to my watch list. And thank you for the recommendation so much. 80s Disney film. I need to go back and revisit some of the old 80s classics, man. I haven't done that in a while. I used to love going back and watching movies like Mulan and watching some of those great, even the older Disney shows that we all have that place of nostalgia for. I've been wanting to revisit some of those. So that is super cool. Gabe says, long time lurker, keep up the solid work. Thank you, Gabe. I love that profile picture, by the way. Thank you, Gabe. I appreciate it, my friend, for the super chat. Kyle says, are you reviewing Society of Second Born Royals on Disney Plus? Yes, actually. Didn't even request the screener and I got it. So apparently Disney wants me to watch it. So I will actually be watching that maybe even this weekend and bringing you guys a review early next week. I think the embargo lifts on Monday or Tuesday. So yes, I'll actually be watching that, surprisingly enough. I don't know much about it, but it looks interesting. Hey, Austin, Insomniac Games, same creator who made Spider-Man PS4, is planning on making a Black Panther game, dedicating it to Chadwick Boseman. Did not know that. That is sweet. Oh, man. Black Panther is a prime character for a video game. And, of course, the dedication to Chadwick Boseman is awesome. That is super cool. Definitely something. Y'all, I'm going to try, okay? My first ever video game review, I'm going to try to play Miles Morales. Now, that is not cemented just because who knows how busy I will be then, but I'm going to try to play that. So if you guys are interested, I'm scared because I don't know how interested y'all are in video games. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. AJ Taylor says, Fincher's, we're doing a director's swap. Okay, so we've got, if you guys don't know how this works, the director of Silence of the Lamb directing Seven, the director of Seven directing Silence of the Lambs. I love. Now, Seven is very Fincher-esque to me, so that one's tough. I love that Fincher Silence of the Lambs pairing, so I'd have to go there. That would be the one that I choose. Would be drastically different, but interesting. I think Fincher, he could direct anything. Well, I don't love Alien 3, but he could direct anything, man. But he was just, first starting out, studio interference, all that crazy stuff, so that's a good one. I like it. What do you think about the Lord of the Rings series coming up by Amazon? I am so excited for it. It does worry me a little bit, just because the more you prolong a franchise like that, I just, how are they going to handle it? What are they going to do with the characters? We know we know they're taking elements and seeds from what we love from the movie. So it does worry me, as it will anybody, any fan of the franchise. But man, I am so excited to see how that series plays out. It could be the staple for Amazon and surpass what The Boys is right now. Let's see. Star Trek 2009 or Star Wars The Force Awakens. Man, you know what? It is tough. You stumped me, Robert. It used to be Star Wars The Force Awakens, but I was kind of planning on seeing how the franchise played out because I'm a big Force Awakens fan. But what we got post Force Awakens just not kind of adding up to a solid trilogy. I may, on reflection, go Star Trek because Star Trek. It's my accent because I think that turned out to be a better franchise, like a better trilogy. Interestingly enough, but I think both are great movies. It's just Star Wars didn't necessarily come together for me, unfortunately. All right, guys, let's get back into the chat room here. I'm trying not to skip anything. Okay, here we go. Austin, what did you think of what did Baby Yoda think? of the Mandalorian Season 2 trailer. Let's see. Baby Yoda, what'd you think of that trailer, man? He can't talk. It's a doll. So I'll say I really liked it. I really did. I had a good time with that trailer. Didn't reveal a lot, which I think a lot of people are taking issue with. But, man, I thought it was good enough for a tease, which is all I wanted because I don't want to know anything. Gavin says, what is the most underrated film of the 2010s? For me, it's Place Beyond the Pines. Great choice. Great movie. Sing Street, American Animals, 1 and 2. Those are my 2 most underrated movies of the 2010s. Not on this channel, because I talk about those movies. But 1 and 2, Sing Street, American Animals. Let's see, guys. Still going down the chat here. Let's see. Gax Review says, congrats, Austin. What is an outcasted director from Hollywood? We'd love to see again behind the camera. Ooh, Neil Blomkamp. Can I steal your answer? Can I steal your answer? Blomkamp, I mean, great start. Bit of a rocky next couple movies. Planned on bringing him back for the franchise films, and that fell through. I would like to see. I think he's a great sci-fi director. But again, you're just kind of basing that off one film. So it would be interesting. I'm going to steal Blomkamp because that's great. Man, I can't give you a choice just out of the blue. Outcasted director. I would love to see the director of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. He hasn't done anything in a while. I know he did the Kidding series with Jim Carrey. He's not outcasted or anything, but I'd like to see him come back. Theron V says, have you watched all of the episodes of The Boys Season 2? Yes, I have. I have. I'm planning on doing a spoiler review when it wraps up, just to kind of get my thoughts out there, and that way everybody kind of knows where it went. But yes, it has. With all the drama of The Boys, I understand. Weekly is tough when you ingested all of it at once last season. But for those going and giving it bad reviews, 1-star ratings because it didn't release it, I think that's ridiculous. Mostly because, if we get too many people doing that, Amazon's going to see that bad rating and say, well, people don't want The Boys anymore, and they're going to cancel it. So I just don't think that's a good idea. People didn't really think that through. They got on the buttons and they just did stuff and they clicked and then they 1 star without thinking. So I don't like Weekly as much. Don't do that stuff. Congrats on passing 70K. Thank you so much, Josh. I appreciate it, my friend. Let's keep going here, guys. I think we've got one that I missed here. Don't want to let this go. Big Play 08 says, I can't remember if you watched all of the Clone Wars and Rebels. Yes. If did, which show characters you prefer? I prefer Clone Wars. I did. I didn't give a season review of this latest season, though. Kind of like Rick and Morty. That was kind of my show where I just didn't fool with the review because I really just wanted to watch it and just enjoy it as a fan. Sometimes, especially Star Wars, sometimes you watch these things, you're just like, I kind of want to just be a fan and not have to think too hard, not have to. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm a big fan of Rebels as well. I like the Rebels TV show. And that show was kind of coming out before I did a lot of TV show reviews. But in terms of Clone Wars, had a good time with it. I do plan on reviewing the new show that we're getting, that they announced. But man, Clone Wars were such great television. So great. Let's keep going, guys, here. We've got some good questions. Here we go. What is the most praised movie that you personally didn't like? Most praised movie? Didn't like is a strong word. I would say, I'd say the only one that I didn't like, and I feel like I say this everywhere, it's always The Mist, because that's the one that I have the strongest opinions on, because people love The Mist. I don't love Mean Streets. I don't love, Suspiria 2018, the remake. But in terms of just didn't like, I don't have a ton of those that I just straight up hate, because I think it's honestly because I see so many bad movies and so many bad TV shows. When I see something that's lackluster, I'm just like, oh yeah, it's lackluster. I didn't hate it. But then again, I'm trying to be a positive person all the time. So maybe it's a personality issue on my part. Probably is. Let's see. Have you watched Succession? If so, do you think it's the best drama? Yes. Yes, I do. I love Succession. I think it's fantastic. One of the best shows on TV. One of my favorite shows on TV. One of my favorite HBO shows of all time. Okay, it is so great. If you guys haven't watched it, been able to check it out, been able to soak in the goodness, the greatness from this show on HBO, please, it is my ultimate recommendation if you guys have HBO or HBO Max. For my question, the movie lover, another director swap, Christopher Nolan's Blade Runner 2049 or Denis Villeneuve's Inception. Hope you read this. I think we got this one before, but I never picked a choice. I never picked one that I would like to see. And my choice is actually Nolan's Blade Runner 2049. I think Villeneuve would crush Inception, but Inception is so Nolan for me. I couldn't really imagine anybody else. Same case for 2049, just a bit less so. But both of those movies are spectacular, and both of those movies are in my top 30 films of all time. Let's see. Would you like to see Blumhouse remake Maniac copy? That is the ultimate. I feel like that's a very Blumhouse thing. I wouldn't hate that, to be honest with you. I really wouldn't hate that. Let's see. This is funny. Hey, Austin, recent subscriber here. What's going on? What's your TV model? Is it calibrated? Thanks. Well, funny you mention it. I've mentioned this before in a live stream, but since you're recent, right now, it's my parents' old television because it's a Vizio. I think it's a Vizio because my Samsung's broke. Yeah, I've mentioned it. Didn't have a surge protector. Bad storm. TV go bye-bye. But I'm trying to get a new one. So we're going to try to get maybe like a little 65-inch Samsung with some surround sound. And that's the problem, too. With this old TV, my surround sound doesn't work. So I have to sit really close to my current TV and just cup my ears. So it's like practical surround sound. I don't know why you guys enjoy watching me. I'm sorry. Tyler Van says, thoughts on director Terry Gilliam and favorite film? Oh, my gosh. I don't know if I could name my favorite. Let me see if I have a letterbox list. This is always where I go, just in case. I mean, the obvious one for me is Brazil, but let me see. I think Brazil's so great. So, oh gosh, don't have a letterbox list. It's hard not to go Holy Grail. It's hard not to go Brazil. Man, I would say between those two. Maybe... You know, Holy Grail is just so classic. It's just so classic. So it's hard not to go that direction. But he's done some pretty incredible stuff, and his sense of humor, along with the writing there, is just super. We don't get anything like it anymore. And maybe that's a good thing that we don't get anything like it anymore. But I think he's just such a classic director, and I really do love all of his work. Great question. A director that I've not really talked about. Your favorite Matt Reeves film? Mine is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Well, I'm right there with you, my friend. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is my favorite Matt Reeves movie. I think he crushed it. His crowning achievement so far. We'll see what happens with the Batman. Fingers crossed. We'll have to see. I don't know. When you passed 80,000 subs, can you watch Home Alone 3, 4, and 5? Yeah, man, I haven't watched the first couple Home Alone movies in a while. I'm a big fan of that franchise. Big fan of the first one. I even like the second one. So I don't know when I'll get a chance to rewatch those, but I'd love to rewatch them one of these days. What is your favorite Disney remake? It is Jungle Book. Jungle Book is my favorite. I thought that was awesome. That's why I had such a hype level for Lion King that I didn't love that movie. But Jungle Book is great. I would also say Christopher Robin is up there. It's not a remake of anything, but it is a Disney live action movie. I just love that. Such heart in that film, such heart. But remake wise, it's Jungle Book. Baby Yoda broke your television, maybe. I mean, listen, Yoda. You've been waiting on that Mandalorian trailer. Maybe Yoda got so mad that he force pushed the television screen and it just broke. Because that's the problem. It's the screen. It's not working. I need to get that fixed, man. When you don't have a good television, you just miss it. Do you think the Batman could potentially get any attention at the Oscars, or do you think it will be overlooked? If it weren't for Joker, I would have said no. But man, Joker really did kind of revolutionize. Now, this will definitely be more of a comic book film than Joker was, but I don't know. It's according on how good everyone is. If nothing else, then maybe score, maybe cinematography. I don't know. Maybe technical awards. I don't see it in terms of Oscars and whatnot, but hey, who knows? Let's see here. Yes, once again, Austin just saw Old Boy. You talking the OG Old Boy, I assume. Disturbed it out of me. Yeah, that's a good movie, man. That's a good movie. What a great film. An achievement in a sense, because we've really not gotten anything like it since, but really, really good movie. Glad you were able to watch it. AB says, Austin Burke, is it me? Hello, me. I don't remember typing that. The Batman has resumed filming. Yes. So excited. I cannot wait, guys. I cannot wait to see that movie. So nice that they're back there again. Hey, Austin, are you on Metacritic? Would love to read your reviews there. I'm not on Metacritic. I've actually never really thought about applying to Metacritic for some reason, but I am on Rotten Tomatoes, so you can see my scores. I've had some Rotten Tomato scores that has really went against the grain, and I kind of feel bad about it, but then again, I don't care. So I love being on there, man. I love just kind of changing some things. I've changed a couple scores around when they don't have a lot of reviews yet, and it's like a lot of negativity, and I put my positive score on, and it goes up to like a 40. I'm like, yes. So it's cool, man. It really is. Theron B says room tour video. Yes, I know a lot of people have been waiting on that. I did do one on Patreon a couple months ago, but I want to do another one. Definitely on Patreon. I don't know if it's something you guys have interest in, especially you, Theron B. We'll see. Daniel says, super chat. Have you seen the original 1984 Dune yet? Yes. I'm not a fan of that movie, to be honest with you. I appreciate the achievement. I appreciate what they were going for. I know a lot of people love that film. Hopefully this is not a turnoff from this video, but I'm just not a fan. I thought it was a little too cheesy for me, and I do not think the special effects hold up. But again, I respect it. I think they went for it with that movie. So I would much rather them go for it and fall flat than just be a boring slog of a film. And even though, maybe I was a little bit bored at times, at least they went for it. I appreciate that. Oh, one right below it. This is a good one. Have you seen Wildlife from Paul Dano? What do you think? Very good movie. I believe I gave it close to an 8 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought the direction was great. I mean, you can't go wrong with that cast for sure. But Paul Dano, get back behind the camera, man. We need it. Derek, 1999. Hey, Austin, after watching Good Time, very nice, a second time, I realized that the Safdie brothers would make a great remake to The Warriors. Interesting. I've never paired those two together. What do you think? I like it. And The Warriors, while being a little bit of a classic, I mean, definitely a classic, but I would say more of a cult classic. It's not one that I'm against being remade. I'd like to see that, man. That's cool. The Safdie brothers, some of my favorite directors working right now. Robert says, yes, Jack Quaid in Scream 5. I texted 3C Films immediately. I go, oh my God, Jack Quaid. And he's like, oh my God, Jack Quaid. So, yeah, that is awesome. Great news. I'm a huge fan of his. And they also cast Dylan Minnette from 13 Reasons Why. We talked about that yesterday on Film Stripper. So interesting for sure. Believe in the Hype says, won't let me send super chats. Any idea how to fix this? I'm not for sure. I'm getting them elsewhere, but I'm not for sure why. Maybe kind of restart, go out of YouTube. But regardless, hopefully just keep leaving your questions. I'll try to get to it. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes YouTube's a little funky. Probably shouldn't say that. Don't slap the hand that feeds you, but it get a little bit funky sometimes. All right, let's see. What do you think about The Social Dilemma? Still haven't seen it, guys. I'm looking forward to it though. I just unfortunately had to miss it. I will log it on Letterboxd. Is there a Letterboxd spot for it? Should be. I'll try to log it if there's a Letterboxd spot. Austin, why do you love the Baby Jesus franchise so much? The what? I don't know. That's not for me, to be honest with you. It's pretty good though. What do you think about Tron 3? I'm hyped. Jared Leto has been cast and recently posted his workout pics. Yeah, he's like, Jared Leto's like getting ready for Tron 3, but the dude's already like bulked out of his mind. I'm like, dude, if you're getting ready for Tron 3, how big you gonna be for that movie? So, all right, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm pretty hyped. I mean, I liked Tron Legacy, to be honest with you. I didn't love it, but it was fun, and I'm willing to go back and revisit it and see how it holds up this many years later. Some of the special effects, but most of them were fantastic. And that soundtrack, though, that soundtrack, though, is so good. Congratulations on 70K. Have you seen Black Sails and The Good Place? I started watching The Good Place a couple months back. Haven't finished it, but it's really good. Have not seen Black Sails. I think they are some of the best TV series out there. So I haven't seen Black Sails. Can't comment on it. But I'll tell you what. I think I agree with you on The Good Place. I need to get back to it. It's just, when you're not reviewing it, it's hard to force yourself. But And no need to force myself there. It was very, very entertaining. Let's see. Oh, Orion says, oh gosh, so many things. We'll try to hit on as many of these as we can. Do you prefer the Batman, Dune, Trial of the Chicago 7 trailer? Probably still a Batman trailer for me. What's your favorite Wes Anderson movie? I've talked about this before. I think I'm going to save my concrete answer for my Wes Anderson tier list that I'm going to pair up with his new movie. But look at movies like Budapest, Grand Budapest Hotel, Moonrise Kingdom, some secretive ones that I've got in there that maybe not top other people's list, but will be at the top. Haven't seen The Social Dilemma, Prestige, Arrival, director swap. I would choose Prestige in that situation, directed by Denis Villeneuve, because I could not imagine anyone else directing Arrival. Let's see. Oh man, I just skipped a bunch of. Just platform sometimes, not YouTube, but the other one that I use. Let's see. Christopher Robin is the second best Disney remake. Yeah, I love that movie. What do you think the future for Daredevil is in the Marvel Universe? Disney will probably just be Disney and not keep the tone of the show. Also rant about it getting canceled. I can't rant about it getting canceled enough. I loved that show. And you saw my passion for it when I gave my reviews. It was just so good. And I still to this day cannot believe they canceled it after one of the best endings I've seen. That battle with Kingpin was awesome. So, man, this stinks. Love the show. Don't know what Disney's going to do, but unfortunately, I do think the tone will be lighter. I do not think they'll bring back our boy, though, and Charlie Cox. Man, that stinks. Let's see. Let's keep going here, guys. This is random. What is pretty good? What is your favorite DreamWorks film? Favorite DreamWorks film? I mean, the one that comes to mind is Shrek and How to Train Your Dragon. Those are the two. I still gotta go. Shrek is just such a classic for me. I may go Shrek. But I love Shrek 2. I love all three How to Train Your Dragons. Those are the kind of the big ones that stick out to me. Let's see here, guys. Let's keep going. I'm trying to get a little bit of an array, an assortment. Let's see. Your thoughts on Matrix 4? I'm so hyped for it. It would be so awesome to see the cast returning into Matrix after so many years. Yes, I am hyped for Matrix, guys. I'm hyped for Matrix. I hope it's good. Nervous. You always got those nerves going into bringing back this old franchise, but same creators, Keanu Reeves. I saw they didn't approach, was it Lawrence Fishburne? I saw they didn't approach Lawrence Fishburne, so I found that interesting. But overall, yeah, I'm super excited. Super chat, Matt says, Austin, my boy. What's up, Matt? How you doing, man? Appreciate the super chat, as always. Appreciate all your guys' support for this channel. Hey, if you're just joining in, thank you guys for joining today's live stream. We're answering questions. We're talking movies, talking TV shows. If you guys want to leave this vid a like, if you enjoy these live streams and you want to see me do these every single week, and it helps the video out, helps the channel out. The goal is to get to 75K, and the more interaction I get, the more it kind of pushes me to do different things. I mean, listen, I did an anime review yesterday. I haven't done an anime review in so long, but I had a couple people tell me, Austin, watch, and this was weeks ago, Austin, watch Dragon's Dogma. And, it was, I had to look for it on the Netflix site that I use. I had to look for it. But once I found it, I said, daggone right, I'm going to watch this. I'm glad I watched it. You guys pushed me, you encouraged me to do that. Got my screeners, and I was super happy that I did. So that show is out today, by the way, if you want to see my review. But again, I appreciate you guys for all the comments, all the likes. And it's again, and I say this all the time, it's trying not to be begging you all for likes, but it helps the channel. It really does. So goal 75K, guys. We're going to get there. I promise. We're going to get there, and we're going to celebrate, bring in some other YouTubers. Favorite Bryan Cranston film performance? What a question. Film performance. Man, that's tough. Gosh, off the top of my head, he still hasn't had that movie where he's really stuck. I mean, the obvious one would be, was it Trumbo? Was it Trumbo, right? Yeah, Trumbo I thought he was incredible in, but I didn't love that movie. So I guess I'll say Trumbo. But I want him to be in a movie that I love. I want him to be in an Oscar movie that I love. And I want him to give that career-defining performance that isn't on television, because we all know it's Walter White. So, I think he's a great actor, though. Fabio says most overrated movie of 2020. Overrated, man. I've not thought about overrated. Let me get back to you on that. I'm planning on doing an overrated list. Most overrated movie. Overrated, overhyped. I've went against the grain on Rotten Tomatoes a couple of times, so I'm sure they're definitely out there. But I can't think about that off the top of my head. Good question, though. Matthew, thank you, Matthew, for the super chat, man. Thank you for supporting the channel. I love your channel. I was wondering what your opinion on early 2000 Disney animated films like Emperor's New Groove, Atlantis, Treasure Planet. I think they're all underrated. I love those three movies. Love those three movies. Emperor's New Groove is in my top three. Top three, what I consider to be, I guess at this point, not super classic like 70s and 80s, but in that time period, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, one of my top three Disney films. I love Emperor's New Groove. It's hilarious. David Spade is perfect. The cast is incredible. John Goodman before Monsters, Inc. I love it. I love the jokes. I love the tone. That's a great, great Disney movie. Atlantis is awesome, primed for a live-action remake. I don't know why the heck they're remaking all these other great movies that everybody talks about when you have a movie in Atlantis that not enough people have seen that I think would be perfect for a remake. Same goes with Treasure Planet. Introduce that to a new generation when everyone has heard of Mulan and everyone has heard of The Lion King. Not everyone has heard of Treasure Planet and Atlantis. Why don't you do that for a remake? That would be super cool. So 3 great movies. Loved that super chat. So great. All right. Let's keep going here, guys. Don't want to skip these super chats, so I'm going to head and click on them. Let's see here. Here we go. Emmys is on Monday. Are we going to do final predictions? Unfortunately, and I know I said I was thinking about doing another one. Unfortunately, not just due to time. I've got a lot planned for today and tomorrow in terms of videos, and then this weekend I'll be out of town. But I will be back in time for the Emmys on Sunday, and we will be talking about the Emmys. So stay tuned for that. Austin the Real says, hey, Austin. Austin the Real, what's up? Hey, Austin, congrats on 70K. An amazing achievement. Can you recommend some more obscure movies from 2020 that not a lot of people know about? Obscure movies. Interesting. So let's go ahead and travel back to Letterboxd and get onto my Letterboxd list and see what is going on here. If you guys don't have a Letterboxd, I think it's the ultimate site to put movies in lists, and you want to check me out on there. I am Austin Burke. So let's go obscure movies. I didn't hear a lot of people talk about Shirley. I know that did kind of come and make a bit of a splash, but that's a great one. The Vast of Night, I know I mentioned that in my video the other day, is a really good one. I enjoyed Big Time Adolescence. I think that's a movie worth watching. Emma kind of came and went. Nobody really talked about Emma. I really enjoyed that, the tone. Let's see. I liked True History of the Kelly Gang. That's a pretty good one. I ended up watching Host on Shudder. So if you have Shudder, I think that's actually a pretty great movie. Baby Teeth. One of the most emotional experiences I've had all year. I think Baby Teeth is a solid film directed by Shannon Murphy. Eliza Scanlon giving one of the best performances of the year. And ones that I mentioned in my other videos. So yeah, those are more underappreciated, obscure-ish movies. I know a lot of people have heard of those, but some good ones to check out. Daniel says, are you familiar with Kang the Conqueror? Yes. Oh my gosh, excited. Yeah, I love that casting too. I love the casting in Majors. He's, from Last Black Man in San Francisco to Lovecraft Country, he's really made a splash. And I didn't know if he'd take on a genre project like that, but to see Kang the Conqueror. Now, the interesting thing here is Ant-Man. Why the Ant-Man pairing? Well, we know that Ant-Man has a tendency to maybe not travel to different dimensions yet, but kind of travel, to and from different places as we've seen in the movie. Something tells me that Kang is not from our dimension. We know that he travels through time, so maybe, traveling forward, traveling back. But something tells me he's not even from our dimension. I don't know. But I find it interesting that they're choosing Ant-Man to introduce. It's going to draw more eyes onto that film, but it's also going to establish Kang the Conqueror as maybe the next big villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I'm excited. I think it's great. 7-year anniversary of Ozymandias. Yes, the Breaking Bad episode. My goodness. Yeah, I think that the anniversary is like 2 days ago, yesterday, something. What an episode. I can't believe it's been that long since Breaking Bad, guys. Such a spectacular achievement of a television show. My favorite, my number one of all time. I love it. I love Breaking Bad. I love Walter White as a character. And Ozymandias is, you talk about great television. So many moments in that show. I mean, you got one of my favorite moments in Breaking Bad is when Walter is just cackling beyond belief because he knows it's all over and things are just kind of falling in on him, even though we learn that he slowly gets his way out of that situation where he's under the floor and it's slowly a zooming. I can't remember if it's a zoom in or a zoom out. I think it's a zoom out. And he's just laughing, about to cry, and all these emotions on his face. And you see Skyler's reaction. Some of the best acting I've ever seen on television, and Bryan Cranston in that role is, to this date, one of my favorite characters of all time. Television, movies. I say that maybe The Office is more rewatchable, but I consider Breaking Bad my favorite show because even when Breaking Bad, it gets really emotional, it gets intense, but when I rewatch it, I'm locked in. And I've rewatched it like 3 or 4 times. So Breaking Bad, all-timer. I really went on a rant there, didn't I? Most nostalgic movie for you. For me, crazy enough, I have a lot of nostalgia for Ferris Bueller because I grew up watching that film. I have a lot of nostalgia for the first Toy Story. I have a lot of nostalgia for the first Incredibles. I grew up watching that film. Lots of Pixar, lots of 80s classics on there. You could look at a movie like Ace Ventura. I know it's random. I grew up watching Ace Ventura, guys. It's such a funny, funny movie with Jim Carrey. Dumb and Dumber, Happy Gilmore, those classic comedies. And then, of course, your Star Warses. And, man, for a while, I mean, even the prequel, I don't love the prequels looking back on them as much, but Revenge of the Sith will always be nostalgic and good for me. I love Revenge of the Sith. Not as much the first 2 films, but those are all films that I hold in high regard just because of nostalgia. And then you factor in quality with something like a Ferris Bueller, and it's just like, oh man, I could watch those any time of any day. What advice would you give to smaller movie review channels, Austin? I've said it before. I'll say it again. Patience, when things aren't working out the way you hope. Try to build relationships with people. That's something I've tried to do. And I've gotten to the point to where I recognize name you guys in the comments in the chat room answering questions or asking questions, and I really just every time I see a name pop up that I'm familiar with, it's awesome, man. It's awesome. So just be patient. It's important to be patient because not everything's going to work out the way that you hope sometimes, and it's happened for me plenty of times. And I talk to 3C Films all the time. It happens for him. So definitely have patience and watch as much as you can nonstop, because that's how it goes. Hey, wait, hang on. Do we have J-Buck Studios in the chat room? What's going on here? J-Buck, what's going on, man? What's up? Another YouTuber I think is hilarious. Have you watched 2020's Butt Boy? Is this a movie, J-Buck? You pulling my leg, man. Let's see. I'm going to type in Butt Boy. Let's see. I've not watched Butt Boy. Is this a thing? I don't think it's a thing. No, it is. Is this a thing? Are you serious? What is this? Detective Fox loves work and alcohol. After he goes to AA, his sponsor. I have never heard of this. Fox believes people are disappearing up Chip's butt. What is this movie, guys? This is an actual movie. J-Buck, you're blowing my mind right now. I didn't know this was a thing. So no, I haven't watched it, but that is on my watch list. On my watch list. Let's see. Favorite episode of The Boys season 2. Episode 6, I think. Yeah, episode 6. There's just something to get excited about. Surprisingly enough. Let's see. Lost in the Reel. Just did a video on that. It was amazing. I can't remember which one you're referring to. Let's keep going. How's it going reading Dune? I'm behind. So many things to review and talk about. I'm a little behind, but I'm going to try to get through it over the next month, guys. Giving me a month, okay? Giving me a month. If I'm not through it in a month, you have my permission to throw tomatoes at me. So that's the first thing I can think of. Let's see. What is your favorite Tim Burton film? I would say, man, it's hard not to go with that OG Batman. I would say Beetlejuice. I love Beetlejuice. So good, so funny, classic. Beetlejuice. That was a bad impression. J-Buck Studios. But boy, man, I swear to you, you're opening up new doors, man. I'm curious though. I didn't know it was real. Let's see. Favorite scene in Babysitter Killer Queen. I really liked King Batch's humor. A couple of lines in there that had me going. A few too many to name, but I think just King Batch in general, he had my favorite parts. No, Fashionable Changeling. Have you seen Unpregnant on HBO Max? No, but expect a review from me on Letterboxd. I saw everybody review that. I just got so busy this week, didn't have time, but really want to check it out. Looks great. Looks great, and I love that cast. So I'm going to try to see that. Orlin Harris, Orlin, what is up, man? Have you heard of the upcoming Miyazaki film? Yes. Is it the first 3D animated one he's ever done? I believe is it a Netflix release? Is it a Netflix release? I don't know. I think it is. Very excited about that. Very excited. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. A huge fan of him, by the way. One of the greatest filmmakers of all time, ever. Can you talk more about Avatar: The Last Airbender? I'd love to. I made a little video on season 1, I think, of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Not a lot of people watched it, so I didn't do another one. But I would love to talk about more Avatar. I just, it's got to be the right opportunity for it to be worth me doing on the channel. But just because I have so many new releases. But you guys know, Avatar, one of my faves of all time. One of my favorite shows. Love it, love it, love it so much. Let's see, your favorite Tom Cruise movie. Mine is Collateral. I mean, it's not my favorite Tom Cruise movie. Like, we're talking, when you say Tom Cruise movie, I think Tom Cruise leading the lead role in the film. I guess he kind of is the lead in Magnolia, but I think his best performance is Magnolia. Honest to God. I think he was top-notch, phenomenal, incredible in Magnolia. He was unlike anything I had ever seen. Truly. Let's see. Awesome. Excited for you to watch Synchronic. It is seriously the best movie. Deserves so much more attention. Seeing it at TIFF last year was a treat. Happy it's finally coming out. Yeah. I've seen a couple of things about that movie. I'm pretty excited for it, to be honest with you. It looks cool. It looks interesting. And I think it could be a nice little sleeper. So it's nice to hear you talk up about it. It's good to hear good things about that movie. Let me see here, guys. We're going to do a couple more. We're not going to go as long today since it's Thursday. Y'all got stuff to do. But I appreciate you joining me. I appreciate you coming on here today. Let me make sure I didn't miss any super chats from you guys. I think we are good. And again, I'm legitimately seeing progress on this channel because of how awesome you guys are with the comments and leaving the likes on the videos. So you are the reason I got to 70K. That's it, right? I watch a lot of stuff, but without you all, this channel would not be anything. So I truly appreciate everybody who's here. Appreciate everybody who helps out and leaves the thumbs up and asks freaking awesome questions in the chat room. So I really do appreciate it, guys. All right, let's keep going with these questions here. We're going to do a couple more. Favorite actors working today? Well, I say it all the time. I rinse and repeat. Jake Gyllenhaal, Scarlett Johansson. Those are the two for me. But we can go even further. I mentioned it before. I love Bryan Cranston. I hope he gets more opportunities. I love Paul Dano. So cool to see him. Speaking of Paul Dano, let's go on the opposite side and talk about Robert Pattinson. I think he's slowly turning into just one of the absolute best, one of the most dandy actors out there. I think he's just great. I'm a huge fan of a couple of these up-and-coming actresses. I mention it all the time. Caitlin Dever is one of my favorite up-and-comers. I think she's awesome. Our two leads in the Broken Hearts Gallery, I think both of those actors are up-and-coming. But my two favorites would be Scarlett and Jake Gyllenhaal. Those are my. We're talking maybe not the OGs, but two of the best working right now. Let's see. Let's keep going here, guys. Here's some good talking favorite actors. Florence Pugh. Oh yeah, you can't go wrong with Florence Pugh. And just thinking Midsommar, Hereditary, my brain goes to Toni Collette. Toni Collette with her performance in Hereditary, and then I'm thinking of ending things. Stay right there. Jesse Plemons. That was excellent. Jesse Buckley, the two Jessies. So lots of great actors. Yeah, Leo is an all-timer for me. It's just because he's kind of, every couple of years he does a movie, so he's not like on the brain right now, but he's definitely an all-timer. Yeah, Day-Lewis retired. He'd definitely be one of my favorites right now. I would have loved to have seen one or two more performances by him. Maybe he will return, but it doesn't seem like his style. Yeah, he's the kind of guy I feel like when he says something, it sticks. But man, if he returns, oh, that'll be the day. That will be the day. One of the greatest of all time. What's the best TV show you've seen since Game of Thrones? Since Game of Thrones. I would throw Mindhunter in there. I would throw Dark in there. I would throw The Boys. I love The Boys, especially after season 2. I would throw The Boys in there. So, yeah, those are probably the 3 just off the top of my head. But there have been Succession and Chernobyl. How could I forget? Bad Austin. Succession and Chernobyl. Those are top-notch shows, guys. Top-notch shows. Let's see. Batman or Spider-Man? Growing up, I would have said Spider-Man. I think it's Batman right now. What is your favorite Spider-Man film? That is Into the Spider-Verse. My favorite movie. Numero uno of 2018. My favorite movie. Granted, maybe not a weak, but a weaker year for films compared to 2019 and 2016. But yeah, that's my numero uno. Oh, that's great too, Craig. Haunting of Hill House, maybe for me. That's great because, yeah, I would throw that in there as well. And I just started watching Haunting of Bly Manor, which comes out second week of October, I believe. So Haunting of Bly Manor. Cannot say a word about it, but let me tell you, really excited for that show. So that review will be coming as soon as the embargo lifts, which I believe is a week before. So let's see. I'm thinking of buying Ferris Bueller on Blu-ray. Yes. Yep. Is it worth it? I have seen some people, to be honest with you. I have seen some people that don't love Ferris Bueller as much as I do. I don't think anybody loves Ferris Bueller as much as I do, but I think it would be worth it on Blu-ray. It is a classic film. If you like this somewhat dry humor, very much of a throwback to the 80s, it captures that time period perfectly. It's got a ton of nostalgia. It's pretty much everything you love from that kind of movie. And it's John Hughes at his best, in my opinion. Breakfast Club, of course, and some of these other films, absolutely. But Ferris Bueller is my go-to John Hughes. So I would say yes, but I am biased. Do you think Saoirse Ronan is in too many films nowadays, now that she's going to be in French Dispatch and Ammonite? I don't think so. I think, I love her as an actress. I'm hearing divisive things about Ammonite, but I'm excited to see her performance in it. And the French Dispatch is looking great. But that's such an ensemble. I don't think we're going to focus on Saoirse Ronan unless she stands out and gets another nomination, which is very possible. So this is an interesting one. Favorite Bond movie? Right now, it was Casino Royale for a while. Right now, and I'm a modern Bond kind of guy. I'm not even like a crazy Bond person in general, but I would say Skyfall. Skyfall has really resonated with me over the last couple of years, and I just think of the set pieces and the direction. It's beautiful. So yeah, I would say Skyfall. I think that's a pretty good one. All right, guys, let's take a couple more. Oh, we have somebody who saw Ammonite. Ammonite was an movie. It was generic. Kate Winslet was phenomenal, though. So if you did actually see it, that's kind of the consensus that I'm hearing. Unfortunately, I haven't read a review yet because I refuse until I watch the movie. But just from the summaries on the old RT, Rotten Tomatoes, yeah, I'm a little concerned. To be honest with you, because I was very much looking forward to that. Anticipated MCU movies. Eternals, since it's coming pretty soon. Thor, Love and Thunder looks great. You got to throw Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness maybe at the top. It looks awesome, but Thor and Doctor Strange are my 1 and 2, whatever order you want to put that in. Hey, Austin, congrats on 70K. Do a face reveal for 100K. We'll do it now. There it is. There's the king of this channel. It's the baby Yodes. Actually, it's my dog, Buddy. I would say he's the king of this channel. He keeps me going. But you know what? I should say that about my wife, but my dog, Buddy. My dog, Buddy. But there you go. Face reveal, 70K. Y'all get that early. So, I hope I get to 100K soon. But even, 70, 75, man, that's how cool is that? And wouldn't be here without you all. I I really wouldn't. So I'm super excited to see where it goes and to see how this year finishes out and how videos do and how the channel grows. But as of right now, I'm very, very content. I'm content having you all as a part of this channel. It truly is awesome. Let's do this one since I'm seeing it so many times. Let's try not to overdo it, but I'll do. Do you know that Disney remakes? It's every movie after every 22 years. After every 22 years, I didn't know that. And I can't check the math there right now, but that's an interesting point. Let's see, when was The Lion King? Let's see if that math adds up. Lion King was 95, right? So that would be. See, I don't know if that math adds up. I don't know if that math adds up in my head. So we'll every 22 years. Okay, we'll see. Let's see. Well, Jason Bateman is underrated. Yeah, I think so too. Now, after Ozark, I think he's getting a little bit more attention now. But I love him as a serious actor. But then you look at a movie like Game Night, and he's hilarious. So I love him. I think he's awesome. 1917 or Parasite. My favorite's 1917. I've said that before. They're both neck and neck. But I was thrilled when Parasite won because I do think out of the two, it may be the more complete film as a whole. But I just prefer war movies, so I preferred 1917, and I'm a big one-take kind of guy. And when you got a whole movie that's one take, it's hard. But yeah, Parasite, top 5 movies of last year. So pumped when it won Best Picture. Either one of those I would have been happy with. Some of those other movies I would have been unhappy with, but all of them I loved that were nominated for Best Picture, which has never happened before. There's always that one movie I'm like, or the Year of the Dark Knight where I'm like, wow, the best movie didn't even get nominated. Or 2010 when the King's Speech won over all of the other films. I like the King's Speech. I just don't think it's an Oscar-worthy movie, especially compared to The Social Network or Inception. So, but who cares? It's me. I don't matter in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, some of those. But last year was awesome. Josh says, when you do a room tour on YouTube, I know you did on Patreon, see it change to early 2-week maximum. Yeah, I'm actually thinking of changing now that you bring that up, I'm thinking of changing the set again up a little bit. Just rearrange a couple things. We'll see. I did a rearrangement a couple weeks ago. I just want to put more stuff in the background. As soon as I get those Dune pop figures, there's going to be even more stuff in the background. Let's see. I'm going to do, barring any super chats, I'm going to take 2 more questions. Again, because it's a weekday. Don't want to go as long today. And let you guys get going a little bit early. Maybe go grab some lunch or something. Let's see. Thoughts on the upcoming Olivia Wilde film? Oh, I'm so excited. I saw a little a tease article. I think it was Variety. Someone put a tease article out there. Looks great. Huge fan of what she did last year. Let's see. Commissioner. I assume that's what that was there for. Let's do last one, guys. We'll do this one in the last one. Dune or the Batman? It's going to be hard. I mean, those are my 2 most anticipated movies of the next 2 years. You got Dune this year and you got Batman next year. But the problem is, I think Dune's going to move. Therefore, I'm going to have to choose in my most anticipated video. And that's going to be really, really hard. Okay? So right now, I can't give you an answer. But they're both neck and neck. And when I say neck and neck, I mean it's going to come down to a coin flip. Two-Face. We have another super chat. Thoughts on the Emmys 2020? Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. We're getting back Sunday. We're getting back Sunday at a reasonable time. So we're going to try to we'll get that. We're going to try to do an Emmy wrap-up video, kind of a best and worst, a little bit of a reaction type deal. What would you guys like to see for the Emmys? Would you like a reaction after it's over, or would you just like me to run down the list of winners and losers and everything, not even focus on the hard one? What would you guys like to see in terms of the Emmys? I'm definitely going to cover it, though. Super duper excited. Thank you for the super chat so much. All right, guys, so we are going to wrap this thing up. Let me move down through. Dune is your most anticipated. Listen, I can't. They're both so good. Why'd you spill your beans? Have a good one, bud. Have a good one. You all have a great, great day for the rest of the day. I appreciate all the questions today, guys. I really do. Just going to keep clicking on a couple of these. Prediction for Best Picture right now. Which would you pick? Ooh. 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 Why you leave me with this? Prediction for Best Picture right now. I don't know if Dune's going to come out. I want to pick Dune. My heart says Dune. I'm not going to say Dune. I'm going to go Mank. I'm going to go Mank. Early. Don't know anything. I'm going to say Mank, but do not look past Nomadland. Nomadland, Mank. I'm going to say Mank, guys. I don't know. That's kind of we got another Mank in the chat. You guys saying you want a little Emmys review? We'll definitely do that. Groot Awaken says, you made my day, man. Thank you so much. Be sure to leave your chats, your goodbyes, your farewells, and I'll play you guys off as we end this video, as I always do, to see if you guys get on screen. So I appreciate it big time. You guys are truly the best for all of your donations, helping out the channel. Just so you know, everything that you guys give me goes back into it. Right now, we're working on a brand new microphone. That's hopefully my next step. That way I can use this as an extra when I do some podcasting in the near future. So be on the lookout for all of those things, guys. Really appreciate it. You are truly the best. 70K. We did it. Not me. We did it. You all did it. And stay tuned because the Jurassic World show, my review, in about 4 hours. So stay tuned for that. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. I am the Senate.